You're watching USA News Hub, your home for powerful stories, game-changing moments, and legends in the making. What if one short conversation with a legend could change the entire course of your season? For Coco Gauff, that moment came when she met Simone Biles. And today, we dive deep into the story behind the advice that transformed Gauff's mindset, her results, and her entire 2025 journey. In a year packed with emotional highs, surprising setbacks, and powerful comebacks, Coco Gauff has now revealed a moment that changed everything for her. A moment not on the court, not during a match, but backstage at the 2025 US Open, when she crossed paths with the one and only Simone Biles, America's gymnastics icon and a global symbol of mental strength. During her press conference at the WTA Finals in Riyadh, Gauff opened up about some of the biggest highlights of her season. She talked about the glamour of attending the Oscars with her mother, celebrating her French Open victory with photos at the Eiffel Tower, and traveling through Asia for the final months of the season. But among all of those unforgettable memories, one moment stood above everything else: her meeting with Simone Biles Owens. Gauff didn't hesitate to express how deeply she admired the gymnastics superstar. She called Simone her queen, the GOAT, and someone she had always looked up to. But what she also revealed is that this meeting became a turning point during one of the toughest stretches of her year. After her second-round win over Donna Vekic at the US Open, Gauff finally got the chance to speak with Biles in person. What Simone shared wasn't just motivational talk, it was advice that shifted Coco's entire perspective. And as Gauff explains, that mental shift showed up immediately in her results, especially during the Asian swing of the tour. Gauff went on to compete at two major events in Asia, the China Open and the Wuhan Open. In Beijing, she had a deep run, reaching the semi-finals while defending her championship from the previous year. Even though she fell short to eventual winner Amanda Anisimova, her confidence and clarity were visibly stronger. Just days later in Wuhan, that momentum turned into a title. Gauff faced American Jessica Pegula in the final and delivered a powerful performance to lift the trophy. She proudly acknowledged that the perspective shift she gained from Simone Biles played a key role in helping her bounce back from a difficult US Open exit and continue fighting through the end of the season. In her own words, Gauff said, "This is when I met my queen, the amazing Simone Biles Owens. The GOAT. She gave me some incredible advice that helped definitely change my perspective on the year. After this, I went on to do well in China. So I appreciate her always for that." This wasn't just a fan moment. It was athlete to athlete, champion to champion, a moment where one of the strongest minds in sports passed on her wisdom to a rising star who was searching for clarity. Gauff went even further, saying Simone Biles and Serena Williams sit on her personal Mount Rushmore of all-time athletes. She explained how closely she has followed Biles' journey, not just her championships, but her struggles and openness about mental health. That honesty, especially Biles' courage during the Tokyo Olympics, has inspired Gauff for years. During the US Open, Gauff even mentioned how grateful she was to finally tell Simone face-to-face how much her story meant to her. Gauff said, "She's the greatest, one of the greatest athletes. It's her and Serena for me on my Mount Rushmore. Everything she went through on the mental side, I follow it closely and try to learn from it. I was lucky to talk to her and tell her that in person." And looking back at her 2025 season, Gauff had every reason to reflect with pride. She collected 4 major titles: United Cup champion with Team USA, French Open singles champion, Wuhan Open champion, Canadian Open doubles champion with McCartney Kessler. Even though her WTA Finals title defense ended earlier than she hoped, after losses to Jessica Pegula and Aryna Sabalenka, the season overall was one filled with major breakthroughs, growth, and maturity. And according to Gauff, the advice from Simone Biles helped her handle pressure, recenter her mindset, and focus on long-term progress rather than short-term frustration. As fans, moments like these remind us that even the biggest athletes in the world still learn from each other. They still seek inspiration, guidance, and the strength to navigate the mental battles we often never see. And for Coco Gauff, that one heartfelt conversation with Simone Biles became a spark that helped carry her through some of the most defining moments of her 2025 season. What did Simone tell her exactly? Gauff hasn't shared the exact words, but the impact. That's written all over her results. Thanks for watching USA News Hub, where every game tells a story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that define sports.